All right. Welcome back to More FLA Homes. If you're new to the channel, my name's Christian Clay. Alongside me is one of the real estate rock stars on our team, Miss Crystal. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you, Christian?
I am doing great. So, when you reach out to us and you want to work with us, this is our job. We want to know what you want. Budget, style of home, location sometimes matters, right? And then our job is to not just show you the option that you might initially see. You might watch a video and you're like, I want that home right there. Sometimes we need to dig around and give you alternatives. That helps us with leverage when it comes to negotiating, but it also gives you more options. In this case, we have somebody that was not prepared to be in this area, but I think really won here, not only with the yard, but the quality of home, the payment, all of that sort of thing. But Crystal, take them home.
Yes, when I originally spoke to this buyer, we were looking on the north side of Lakeland at some builders there that the communities don't have a CDD. They have a very large yard, but the price point was just a little bit high. So we would go and look at stuff that was in her price point, and it was like, yeah, but I really like this floor plan better. She really wanted a fourth bedroom or a flex space for an office. And those were just a little bit higher than where she was possibly going to qualify or be comfortable with the payment. And so I brought up this community to her because a lot of people wouldn't think about it if they're looking in Lakeland. It to me is a perfect South Lakeland community, even though technically it's not in Lakeland. Um, and we went and looked at some homes that were definitely in her price range and they were smaller. They have some four bedroom options in this community that are below $300,000. And the only thing with those is they didn't have much of a yard. And that was something that she originally really wanted. So then we
By the
came
way, great
upon,
job. Like if there is a want in new construction people, like yard freaking matters. We're getting a lot of our clients that are moving up, right? They love a home and they're moving up. Tough to sell when you have a very average yard size, but when you have something that really pops like yard space, oh, great job.
yes. And she did fall in love with this community and really even liked the smaller homes. Was thinking about it. We came back out and we had looked at this floor plan around the corner a little bit. There was a water view. Still a great size yard. So there's three like tiers in this neighborhood. So we were looking at the first tier, ended up finding this home in the second tier, and we were able to get it kind of met in the middle of those price ranges from the North Lakeland that was a little too out of reach, and then we didn't have to go with the cheapest option either.
Sure.
We were able to get her everything that she wanted right in
That's
the middle.
awesome.
So
We're going to take a
yeah.
tour of that. Now, before we take a tour, I do want to read off a couple of comments. Let's see if we can read off some of your comments because, yeah. So we have Greg Brewington 434. Why do you prefer tile over LVP? This is obviously a video that was done a long time ago, but I'm pretty sure I've said this a few times on the channel. I don't know. I like tile. I like tile is more of like that concrete feeling surface. It's hard. I feel like LVP gives a tad. I know LVP is meant to deal with like water and scratches and stuff, but I don't know. Tile, I've always been a tile. What about you, Crystal? Tile over LVP?
I think everyone knows I like LVP the best. I would love a real wood floor too, but I don't like dealing with grout. I think even when you seal the grout, it's hard to clean. Things stain it really easily, and it is hard on your feet
And
if
look,
you're cooking.
LVP is like tongue and groove, so you don't really have the grout issue. And I think more people want LVP over tile. I don't know why.
I think a cheaper LVP does give more. You can get a higher quality one that feels more like a wood floor and a firm surface, but it's a little bit easier on the back and your feet if you're standing, for a lot of time
Very
doing
true.
things.
It
So,
has that like more of that padded feel. So I get it. And the
yeah.
grout thing was a good one. That's a good one. All right, let's move along here. I got three more to read off. Jennifer Merchant, Florida new home sales. Okay, you got your little plug in there. Would love to work with you. Great content. Come shoot our community and floor plans and harmony at Lake Eloise and many others. I can share info with you. Look, we're always looking for the best sales reps that are out there in all of these communities. For everybody out there,
Yes.
we don't just work for one builder. We can help you with any builder. So yeah, maybe we'll come check you out. We actually have done a lot of content, and we've helped a lot of people move out to that particular community there. And then we have B Century 2000054. That's not the real Groveland, just a power grab for tax money by annexing expensive homes not in Groveland proper. Interesting. I'd have to look at it. This is a video I've done like a few years ago, but yeah, that's very interesting. I actually do like Groveland. It's been growing a ton. You had some people that looked in Groveland. I know kind of Chris and Josh do a lot of sales
Yeah.
out there. Yeah.
Yes.
A
Yeah.
lot of
Near Claremont.
hills. Yep. Yeah, a lot of hills. Love
Very
Groveland.
pretty.
And then last one here before we move on is, let me say this correctly, John Catrich, 2954. Nice homes, but they'll need better roof materials. I don't disagree with you, especially with who was it? D.R. Horton. We've had some hurricane issues with the roof materials.
Yes, for sure.
If
So
anybody wants
this
to,
is
real quick, Crystal, if anybody wants to get in contact
okay.
with us, send us an email or a text message, information above, team@morefla.com. Okay, show moves on.
Yeah, so this is one of the builders that we have not seen those roofing issues so far
Yes.
with the hurricanes that have come through. We had a couple pretty strong ones last year. So we consider this, a top tier builder in Polk County area. We like the quality we've seen with them. I really enjoyed working with their sales reps. They've been very helpful. We've had good construction managers. We did full inspection on this house. We did discover that there was some debris in the pipes with that sewer scope. Um, so that's something we recommend you having done. You're going to see the blue tape. When I filmed this house, we had done the first walkthrough, and they still do the blue tape walkthroughs. And there was
Look at that,
little
peppered
things.
everywhere, everywhere. That
Yeah,
doesn't mean it's a bad home, but yeah,
no.
this is what it would look like after your new home orientation, what they call it. But we would obviously love to get the home inspection done before this. That way, anything that's
Hmm.
really major is taken care of. There's going to be a lot of little, nicks and stuff. And Crystal, you hit it on the head, right? So like good construction manager, what we notice is the better the construction manager, the better the community. The worse the construction manager, you can start to see some things being kind of cut, right? Some taking
Hmm.
shortcuts on some of their things. But, you can have builder
Yeah.
A, builder B, same builder, two different construction managers, two different communities, two different communities.
Yeah, so sometimes the painters, I think what you're seeing a lot with the blue tape there, and we had a good construction manager, so you see a lot of blue tape because he wanted to make sure that everything got fixed and was to our buyer's standard. And what you see sometimes with the painters, these are all third party things that the construction manager they hire, they come in, sometimes they like to thin out that paint
Yeah,
in new
true.
construction.
True, right? They're going to
And
do a
you
lot of
can
homes. They
see
want to
through
save on material. That makes sense. Yeah.
it. So he said, nope, they're going to come back and they're going to fix all of this. And they did. I think the buyer was very pleased with the walkthrough. We had the pipe flushed, they had it flushed out. There were no cracks in it, thankfully. So hopefully, I got to check with her on her first week. Hopefully, there's been no plumbing issues or anything like that. And yeah, there was, just little things like faucet handles, one's loose, one's tight. The pressure's a little different, I guess. So the heat goes in and fixes those things. So no major issues on this inspection, which was great.
hmm
Um, so yeah, this
Yeah,
is
so a lot of people I want to talk about the inspection process, right? Because you may look at these
yeah.
homes like why are there always something that you can do to these homes, right? Builders, you got to imagine, let's just say they're building 5 to 10 homes a month, right? They're going to build it to a level where it's not like extremely perfect, meaning there's some touch-up stuff that needs to get done. Here's why, because some of you out there are going to go without representation on your own, and you're just going to bypass that stuff. And then you're going to have somebody that comes in with the home inspector, with our eyes, right, with our aggressiveness, and we're going to be like, no, we want these things done. So instead of doing them all that way, there maybe going to be 4 or 5 that they have to really elevate the standard to finish. So I guess in the
Hmm.
mindset of them is like, why do them all when they all don't need to be done? Make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, and a lot of, we've seen inspectors, we were just talking about this morning, you will try to rush you through, like not inspectors, the construction managers want to rush you through those walks and just move on to the next house and they're busy. So thankfully this, was smooth. We closed in less than 30 days from the
That's
time she
fast.
found this home. Hmm.
Yeah.
And I mean, look at this open floor plan. It's just
Yes.
gorgeous.
So we were
This,
talking, right? This is definitely a level one price point, but look at the finishes. We're touching that level two finish, and that's if, in my opinion, if you are a level one buyer, and for everybody out there, the entry level means that you're going to get these kind of boxed stuccoed homes where you got your DR Hortons and your Lennars that are designed to keep you under the very low price point. You don't get many options with finishes because they got to save money so you can spend less. But when you're in that level one and you can get finishes like the wood looking tile, the granite countertops, I know this one doesn't have the gourmet kitchen, but when you can get up there, you are winning. This yard, you are winning. This is not a level one yard. This is excellent.
yes. Yeah, and so this builder, like a lot of times we're seeing quartz in there, but this home did have some very beautiful granite
Yes,
countertops, which I don't know. I feel myself kind of drawn to that. I have
I do
quartz
too.
and I like them. They're great, but to me, the detail in the granite countertops are
I
just
like the
really
natural
pretty.
veining in the granite, right? They're all unique in their own way, whereas quartz kind of it's like the shirts with the all over print, like everything looks the same when
Yeah.
they print it out. Whereas the granite
Hmm.
is kind of that natural veiny look. But to each his own. Quartz is supposed to be stronger, easier to clean. I have granite, haven't had any issues with it, but to each his own on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, to each his own.
Especially when you have white cabinets and everything's really clean and crisp, to have your countertop kind of pop and have some special detail, I think looks good. So
So let's
she
talk
was
about how you were
very good.
able to get the monthly payment to be a decent one for our clients, right? Because they had these types of dreams. We looked at homes that maybe were here, but we got them in the middle with that price point that they were comfortable with.
Yes. So we were able to get this house at a 4.99% FHA interest rate.
Nice.
Yes. And we were able to get $15,000 off the price and
Love
then
it.
another $15,000 in incentives.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, yeah. So she pretty much just had her down payment that she had to bring to the table and she was good to go.
Very nice. Now, we keep a lot
All
of,
appliances.
huh? And all of the appliances I'm
Sorry.
noticing too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Washer, dryer, blinds. Yeah.
there are we talk to you guys all the time. It's not just about getting the deal, right? Like we take you to the next layer of inspections, and there are even instances during closing, after closing, where things could happen, right? And sometimes we keep some of the stuff close to our vest. We share with you guys as much as we can, but I will say that having representation on your side is extremely, extremely, extremely important because I would hate for like let's just say our client here for her to not have somebody that she can lean into and kind of consult with towards the end because we ran into another very unique issue with this home. So like I like the fact that she has somebody that she can call that she can trust that's on her side. Pretty much all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been trying to stress, to everyone in our videos lately that you never know what is going to happen. And if you decide to go into a decision this big on your own and handle everything on your own, there's unforeseen outside circumstances that come along. At some point, there's always a stressor. There's always something that gets stressful and you don't always anticipate it. And the more we're working with people and the more expertise we gain, we're like, okay, I know that this could happen, that could happen. How do we prevent this for our clients and make
Yeah.
it a smoother process each time? So I had even told her at the final walk, wow, this has just really been a smooth process. This has
Yeah.
just been great. And she's like, yeah. And then bam, right at the end. But
There's always something, and we don't wish that upon anybody, but we do these videos to bring you the real, right? We want you guys to be prepared, whether you have our using our services or you're doing it on your own, or maybe you got your aunt Susan that's helping you out. So, but yeah, I mean, things do happen. I mean, think about the clients that you had that were in Lake Alfred and they were supposed to close. I think it was that day or the next day, and title was trying to push it out multiple days. Home
mhm.
sold, moved down here with everything that they have. Like they needed to be in that home. Like, what did you do in the amount that we've pushed made it happen. But without the push, I really, really do think, and I'm not trying to like say that we're the end all be all when it comes to pushing, but I mean, we had to push multiple times to get that thing closed. If not, what would we have done with, like, we would probably have to buy an Airbnb for our people. I felt so bad. Nothing to do with
Yeah.
us. It's just part of the process.
Yeah, I have yet to have ever in all my years in real estate something just be 100% perfect all the way through. There's always something to trip you up. There's always something that becomes stressful. And just having support in your corner, it's really easy for them to tell you no.
Yes.
It's a little bit harder when we're there
And here's
backing
why.
you
Here's why, right? There's multiple different parts of the builder that comes into play here. You have the sales manager, right? That's kind of negotiating, showing us things, yada, yada. Then you have the title companies. Then you have the lenders. Then you have the construction managers. These people haven't developed that relationship with you that we have and the sales representative have. So for a construction manager to tell you no, he doesn't know you. I got 30 of you to see today. No. Same thing with a title company. They could just not pick up the phone. So to have somebody that you can lean on, like, and really get those things done, I think is extremely important. So I think we've gotten that message through. The golden
Yeah.
rule: before you reach out to the builder, reach out to us or your Aunt Susan, whoever your representative is. Make sure you do that. Builder paid our fees in this sense. Yes.
Yes, of course.
Builder paid our
And,
fees.
we're bringing a lot of clients through these communities. They're getting to know us very well, and these sales reps want to have good relationships with us, which equals a good experience for you.
Mm-hmm.
And we're able to come in and back you up because they know that, hey, we're bringing people to their doorstep.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
yeah.
Before I'll give you your flowers on this one here, right? So we had a client that wanted North Lakeland, right?
Hmm.
Didn't even consider South Lakeland. South Lakeland's a great place to live. The next city down, but we know that this community is pretty much South Lakeland. We're locals, right? We understand, like, this is pretty much South Lakeland. This is not really the next city, although that's what the address is. And then you come out here and you open up Pandora's box for more options for her. So there goes your flowers.
Hmm.
That's part of being an area expert, how we're able to help everybody understand these areas. That was that. So great job. Congratulations to you too, young lady out there. You know who you are. Okay. Anything else before we hop off?
No, just make sure you reach out to us first. Let us help you through the way, even if you're like 6 months down the road, 1 year down the road. We want to help you and counsel you on like what do you need to do next to get ready to purchase that home. So
Make sure you
yeah.
comment some stuff down below. You know, we do respond to all of the comments, but we're going to start popping them up here in the videos, making sure that we're dropping you guys in there. So if you made it this far, hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, what the heck are you doing? Catch you on the next one.